The most enjoyable part about facilitating #me was meeting new people that I wouldn't necessarily have met at university, and just having weekly chats that sometimes can be quite interesting and sometimes quite funny as well.
I developed some great skills, and the main one being is active listening. I thought supporting people was all about giving them advice and giving them different activities to do, but actually sometimes even just sitting in front of someone and listening to their current struggle or a difficulty that they're going through is just as effective.
The most beneficial thing I found was speaking to other students and students in my lectures I'd seen but not really spoken to before. I found out that they were in similar situations and felt the same, and it was really good to kind of talk to them about how they were feeling and swap techniques and different kind of ways of supporting each other and sharing our experience.
The most enjoyable was doing exercises and understanding how everyone had different methods of coping with their own problems and learning from them. Having a time to actually speak about my problems once a week and just give them all out and just liberate myself from them. Once you tell them, you feel better.
When you help people and see them feeling better after they share something, or maybe this is an issue or problem to you.
Talking to people in a very similar situation to me, people that had a lot of the same anxieties as I did, people on the same course, people that had a lot of the same issues. It was really useful speaking to those kinds of people because we all dealt with things in different ways and we could all give each other different tricks and tips and ways to cope with stuff, and I think that was really helpful.
For me, the most rewarding thing was that the group kept coming, and it's a big step. As a facilitator, it was rewarding to see the changes in myself and in the rest of the team throughout the 12 weeks.
I've learned so many skills to solve my problems, like breathing practice. I think this practice always makes me calm down and could clear my mind. So that's very helpful and supportive.
It's the meeting new people and making new friends, as well as helping and listening to people, which I think is so important, especially at university when you've come by yourself.
A lot of activities that we did, which were just making me more self-aware, making me know, like, okay, this is the things that I could do, the strategies to cope with the stress, and these are actually the fields that I could focus on. Just like realizing that the university is not everything.
Being able to be honest, I think, about how I felt possibly for the first time, not being afraid to say what I needed to say. Everyone is there for their own reasons, and so everyone has the greater capacity to listen and to understand.
I get used to highlighting the things every day on the notebook. Personally, it makes me more positive and optimistic for the life and the time I have spent.
So I think for me, the transferable skills that I've learned are really about facilitating and leading a group, I suppose, and bringing people into conversations, making sure you're actively listening when you're in a group scenario, and being more empathetic as well. I think as leaders and as managers and in the workplaces that kind of make up the modern day, we don't have enough of those traits, that kind of empathy, kind of authenticity driven leadership, I suppose. And I hope that #me has given me some of those tools to be able to take into my future career.
It's like a secret room for us. We do not need to worry about leaving bad impressions.
I really enjoyed the sessions. It was just a good way to just sit and vent in a way every week. Anything that went wrong, I could just vent about it and feel supported for it. And it was just really good to be able to talk to people outside of the situation you were in, who weren't necessarily strangers. After a while you got to know them, but they weren't part of the situation, so you could talk to them about anything and they would never judge you for it, and I really enjoyed that.
One thing enjoyable is that we can meet at the same place at the same time every week. It makes me feel a sense of belonging. Also, it's enjoyable that we can meet at the face-to-face meeting because we can use body language to show our understanding and kindness.